This drill is an elbow car. This drill is meant to be done very slow and very methodically. CAR stands for Controlled Articular Rotation. So this is our way of exploring the most available range of motion that we have through all the articulations of the elbow joint itself. And that's through flexion, extension, and rotation internally and externally. We're going to combine all those things together, slow and methodically, so that we can bring nutrients to the joint, bringing more awareness to the structures surrounding the joint, or the soft tissues we can call them, or the musculature. And this will tell us a little bit how our elbow is behaving. This is something we could do daily in order to maintain the health of our joint. And it's also one thing that we can use as a litmus test to tell us a little bit about how our joint is acting for future exercises that we're choosing to do for the rest of the day or the week or the month. So I'll show you a front-facing view and a side-facing view as to how we perform this. And a lot of intent is driven in through this exercise. So we really want to be focusing on maintaining certain positions of our shoulder relative to our elbow and our wrist relative to our elbow as well. This is all meant to be done specifically through the elbow the best that we can without compensating through the shoulder or through the wrist and the fingers, okay? So we'll start in the most straightened position that we can. Arm down by the side, legs slightly open so that we feel a nice strong base, keeping the core slightly engaged, and we will start to bend the elbow or make a fist to bend the elbow. And I'm gonna go really slow. I'm gonna start tightening up the front side of my bicep here and closing down the space that is available. And sometimes I might even get to the point where I feel a stretch on the underside of my elbow. That is very normal. Once I've reached the maximum flexion of my elbow, I will start to rotate through the wrist right here and the forearm into internal rotation as far as I physically can. Once I've gotten there, I pause and I slowly start to straighten and hold internal rotation for as long as I physically can. And I get to the biggest straightening point that I possibly can. Once I've done that, then I start to go back towards external rotation as far as I physically can. Then I'll start to bend my elbow again. Once I've reached max flexion and external rotation, I will then internally rotate as far as I can. It starts to feel really tight right through here. That's me using the pronator musculature. All right, straighten, open, use the supinator or external rotators here. Bring it all the way up. And if I wanted, I can reverse all this. So I can drive external rotation and extension, internally rotate, and then bend. So from the side, what that looks like here is, here's the flexion as I'm driving through external rotation, or also known as supination. I will start to drop this out. And I'm trying to prevent my shoulder from trying to like roll forward too aggressively. So I'm keeping things pretty stationary the best of my abilities. I'm gonna reach maximum extension. When I reach max extension, I can feel a lot of my tricep engaging here. And you could probably see it contracting slightly up through the top. Internally rotate and bend. This is a drill we want to be performing for roughly 2 to 3 minutes. You can do it 2 minutes daily. Take it nice and slow. You can do 2 arms at the same side and see what the differences are. And this is a very positive thing to be doing.